again. It's a Redskin.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be discussing the Chicago Bulls and Washington Wizards game. One shot away from winning this game. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that shot did not fall in, and the Chicago Bulls in the second game of the season walk away with a loss, and we end up going 1-1 heading into the Bulls opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers the very next day. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the game today. Who is your player of the game, your overall thoughts and opinions of what the Bulls can do to improve in their home opener. Now, this game was very different to the Miami Heat game in many ways, but we lost this game 102-100. I thought this game was on the relatively boring side, to be honest. I thought both teams kind of struggled with their offense, and they both played very good defense in this game. And at the end of the day, that's exactly how I felt the game went. That's why both teams were relatively low on the scoring end. The Bulls really needed some of the other guys to step up. We needed our veterans today as well. And altogether, I think we're fairly unlucky to walk away with the loss, especially with our fourth quarter performance and stuff like that. We worked really hard to bring the game back. But yeah, it's a couple of things that we've kind of already seen from the preseason, from the regular season, that translated over into this game against Washington and to our first loss of the year. I thought in this game, again, our turnover issues were a big problem. Our fouling issues were a big problem as well. That was also very big problems for Washington. The amount of free throws that they gave us, as well as, of course, their turnovers as well. Both teams suffered very similar issues, and I guess that's why the game was so close. I thought altogether our veterans, we really needed them. Again, I thought some of our young guys could have done better. Guys like an Ayo Dosunmu, for example, I thought he could have done a little bit better in today's game. Unfortunately, it just was not his game. Again, he's still a young guy, so you expect him to continue to develop over time. Wasn't his game. And you got even guys like a Javonte Green that could have done a little bit better, had 0 points overall. Even guys like Patrick Williams, I think, could do a little bit better. Some of the other guys that could have been a little bit more aggressive, we may have walked away with a relatively more comfortable win than compared to the loss that we're talking about today. But altogether, look, everybody has bad games, everybody has good games. It's gonna, I guess, especially for this team, the inconsistencies of this team will still remain. I thought Kobe White played better in this game. I obviously thought guys like Nikola Vucevic, to be honest, played better in this game. Goran Dragic and Andre Drummond, we needed their performances. Altogether, I think our veteran players really stepped up to the plate and kind of, I guess, made this close and competitive when by the third quarter, it did look like the Bulls were kind of out of this game. We were down by a lot. So, yeah, altogether, you're going to lose games, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulls were never going to win every single game of the year. Would I have liked to beat this Washington Wizards side? Absolutely. I think we are better than this Washington Wizards side. I'm not going to be disrespectful and say that they're not a good team, because I really don't know what Washington are going to bring to the table throughout an 82-game season. And I'm sure Washington Wizards fans will feel the same. And we ultimately deserved to lose the game because Washington played better for the most part. We had good sparks in the game that brought us back. Our free throws brought us back in this game, but Washington probably played the better basketball, so you have to give them that respect, and you got to show the respect when you do lose and the other team does play better. I would love to win this game, but altogether we do have a lot that we could work on and a lot that we can see heading into the next game against Cleveland, our home opener for the Chicago Bulls, and obviously with hopefully Zach LaVine in the lineup as well. I'm not putting the excuse on we didn't have Zach LaVine. At the end of the day, that's definitely not an excuse I'm going to go down. The Bulls did struggle with their offense, yes, but we had so many other turnovers. We had so many other problems in this game that is not necessarily just defined by Zach LaVine not being here. So let's just quickly look at the players that I thought played well in this game. I'm not going to talk about every individual performer. I usually don't do that after a loss, especially one of the more frustrating losses. I wouldn't call this one the most frustrating loss I've ever seen, but again, I'd like to have walked away with the win. Obviously, DeRozan was outstanding with 32 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists alongside of a steal. Again, a really superb performance from DeMar DeRozan, 11 from 23 overall. He wasn't as, I guess, efficient as he was with Miami, but we needed DeMar DeRozan for offense. Our offense was so stagnant in today's game. There was a point in the second quarter and the third quarter where the Bulls don't move at all. You're putting the ball with Vucevic in the post. No backdoor cuts. No, I guess, cuts down the lane. Nothing. There was literally nothing that actually occurred on the movement side for the Chicago Bulls, which is extremely disappointing. and something we have to see continue. We have to see movement in this team. In order to be unpredictable and random and open with our offense, you have to move. You can't just give the ball to Vucevic, who's on a 7'3" Porzingis, and expect him to just make plays every single time down the stretch. And yes, he did a good job at doing that. Vucevic got Porzingis fouled out at the end of the day as well. And he got 11 from 11 from the free throw line, I think it was. He did his job. But other guys have to make plays. Other guys have to move. And I think that's also an element of the game that Washington did better than the Chicago Bulls. So we've got to improve on that one. Vucevic, as I mentioned, 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Again, efficiency-wise for Vucevic, not the best, but he did his job. He got to the foul line, 11 from 11 from the free throw line. Porzingis, to be fair, had an incredible game. Bradley Beal had a great game. A lot of their role players played their part as well. I think Washington did good, and Vucevic did his job as well. I would like to see that continue in the next game that we versus Washington. Hopefully, again, it'll be a little bit more different offensively. But if we can continue to attack Porzingis, he's shown in this game at least that he can't really match up with Vucevic necessarily very well, and he's going to result in fouling a lot of our guys. So at the end of the day, that is definitely something that we can look at in the next game and target in the next game, and hopefully we can maybe walk away with a better win. Obviously, moving into the bench performance, I thought Coby White played well. He had 10 points and 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. A little bit more efficiency, and again, it was kind of the guy that we turned to in the fourth quarter without DeMar DeRozan, and we needed a guy like Coby White in this game to really do something in that fourth quarter. So again, when we're down, I think it was by a couple points at that point, 3 points it was, and DeMar DeRozan's on the bench, Coby White really stepped up to the occasion in that instance and kind of made this game bearable to watch or bearable to keep up with. It wasn't too far behind because Coby White was getting to the foul line. Coby White was making his shots. So that was really good to see as well. And just better efficiency from the last game, which is something I did ask for from Coby White. Andre Drummond with the double-double, 10 and 10 night. I thought he was superb in this game as well. I thought he outplayed their bench center in Daniel Gafford. And for a couple of the runs that we actually went on, it was Andre Drummond that was on the floor. So the positives of having 2 centers is still there for the Chicago Bulls, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously, Goran Dragic, I thought, played a very good game with 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists. He did have a couple of fouls in this game that I think played a factor. We could have maybe used him a little bit more, but altogether, a solid night for Goran Dragic. And he's had a very good start to the season, in my opinion. Those are all the guys that I thought played really, really well in this game. Alex Caruso, I believe, also wasn't necessarily the best scorer in this game, but he had 3 steals, so I'd give him an honorable mention. But altogether, a couple of guys that we do need to see step up. I think a lot of guys kind of I wouldn't necessarily say took the day off in this game, but really didn't show their presence in this game. Again, Patrick Williams, for example, can do a lot more than what he actually did in this game. Even Ayo, I think, could have done better. And Javonte Green could have done better. These guys that we rely on to be somewhat consistent or somewhat, relevant in the game weren't necessarily relevant in this game. So that's definitely something we've got to improve on. With my must improve, I think it's a very difficult choice between Patrick Williams and Javonte Green. Just for the sake that Patrick Williams started this game and he still is not being aggressive as we would like, I would probably target Patrick Williams in this game. I feel like that is kind of the choice where, look, at the end of the day, maybe in the rookie season, you might let him get away with a performance like this because rookies are always inconsistent. And he may have been injured all of that second season, but I expect a little bit more consistency out of Patrick Williams in terms of being aggressive. There are a couple of plays where he gets to the foul line or he attacks the guy and makes him foul and stuff like that, which he can do so often. He just doesn't do it enough. And that is very, very frustrating to see. And again, as a starting power forward and a guy that we have to turn to for offense, without Zach LaVine in the lineup, he has to do better than what he currently did. So between Javonte and Patrick Williams, I would say, for my must improve. And my player of the game, I think I'm still going to give it to DeMar DeRozan. I thought Vucevic played a very good game as well, and he played his role very well in getting into the foul line. He had his career high, or Bulls high, season high in free throws in this game, and he made every single one of them as well. He did his job. So I give full credit to Nikola Vucevic on that. But yeah, DeMar DeRozan, again, is someone that pretty much carried us in this game, and unfortunately, we just walked away with the loss. The Bulls record is 1-1, equal 500, ladies and gentlemen. But now we've got a home game to worry about. We've got a home game with hopefully Zach LaVine in the lineup, and we can finally see a relatively healthier side. Obviously, Lonzo Ball being the one that will not play for the time being. Hopefully, Zach LaVine can come in and play his part into this team, and maybe we can walk away with a win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland also do not have Darius Garland in this game, so that is definitely something the Bulls will hopefully have to take advantage of. Their starting point guard, an all-star caliber player, will not be playing. How can the Bulls respond to that? How can the Bulls take advantage of that? We'll have to wait and see. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's a tough break for the Bulls. It's a tough break for the Bulls at the end of the day. It's disappointing. You'd like to see us walk away with the win, and we've got to learn from this game. Again, you've got to learn from every loss that you take. Hopefully with more ball movement, hopefully with more creativity and player movement as well, we'll see a better performance against Cleveland. And if we don't, if we still see the same old, then obviously there's a bit of a concern going on about the Bulls offense, and that's something we'll talk about down the line. So have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.